Welcome, everybody, to Lakers Talk with Gerald. This is episode 156, and this is a episode previewing the Lakers versus the Portland Trailblazers tomorrow, Sunday at 12:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So it'll be a nice and early game. It is rare that the Lakers play an early weekend game, or even on a weekday for that matter, because usually the Lakers are coming on at 7:30 Pacific Standard Time, and the games are ending around 10 at night. So usually it's a late night. If you got to work the next day, usually you got to get home, get ready for bed so you can have an early day or get your kids ready for the next day. So this is going to be a nice game, and I think it's a good time, and can get your Sunday started off right. Now it's going to be competing with NFL football Sunday, but hey, if you're a Laker fan, I know you're going to be out there watching, just like I'm going to be watching the Lakers game, because we're looking to get our first win of the season. Right now we are 0-2. Portland Trailblazers, believe it or not, are 2-0 right now. They just faced the Phoenix Suns and just beat them on Friday night. Took it to overtime. They were able to get that win. Now, Damian Lillard went off, had 41 points. He was 5 out of 12 from 3-point range, 12 out of 25. And I'm going over his stats because we're going to have to try to face him. We're going to have to try to guard him. We're going to have to figure out what we can do with him. Or we're going to have to play well enough to counter what he brings to the table. I will say this, looking at the Portland Trailblazers starting lineup, it kind of matches what we've been starting so far. So that may be a good little matchup, because we've been facing teams that have been way bigger than us to start. So this looks a little better, because right now it looks like they're starting 3 guards. At least that's what they did against the Phoenix Suns. We'll see if that's what they start with us, because we've been starting 3 guards also. They're starting Damian Lillard at 6'2", Josh Hart at 6'5", and then Simmons, a shooting guard, at 6'5", 6'6". So then they have Justin Nurkic. He's the center, about 6'11", and then Jeremy Grant, small forward, about 6'8". So that matches up pretty well. LeBron's about 6'8", 6'9". AD matches Nurkic height, and then their guards match up about what we have with Patrick Beverley, Westbrook, and then we have our other dude, Walker. So that matches up pretty well. Now, for their bench, I noticed that they only played 9 guys when they played the Suns, and 3 of the 4 people coming off the bench for Portland are all small forward / power forward. So that part right there might be something to look at, because we're pretty small. We have a lot of guards, and we've been playing a lot of guards. So they got Winslow, Eubanks, and another guy named Little. Right? We're gonna see. Now, we do have to worry about or wonder how Anthony Davis is going to look. He did fall down really hard, landed on his hip / back, and he was walking very gingerly in the game for the rest of the game that we did play. So we're hoping that he will be good to go. He won't be limited. We're hoping he's still going to be able to play hard and be his full self, because AD is not AD if it's not his full. If he's given 50%, 60%, that's not going to help us, and that kind of could be deter our good play. All right, so that's that. Some other news that the Lakers have worked out Moe Harkless, and they've been interested in him. If you don't know anything about him, he's a 10-year veteran. He's about 6'8" forward. Now, if you don't know, you guys have been following the Lakers, so we are severely lacking in forwards, guys that are about 6'7", 6'8", 6'9". And also, if there were lacking in shooters too, but Moe Harkless isn't necessarily a shooter, but that he is a big body. As far as forward goes, he's somebody that we could use his skill set, or if anything, just to guard other people. Like when we play the Clippers, we need somebody to be able to try to guard the Kawhi Leonards and the Paul Georges of the world. And we don't have a whole lot of guys like that. We've been using guys like Patrick Beverley, Kendrick Nunn, and Westbrook, trying to guard those guys. And it's a tough matchup to try to face those guys, those type of players, day in and day out. So in that aspect of Moe Harkless, he would help. Now, the other part about Moe Harkless is he does not help us with shooting at all. He's not a great 3-point shooter for his career. He's been in 10 years, and I think his best 3-point shooting might have been mid-30s at best, and that wasn't a long stretch. Most of his career, I think he's somewhere around a career 30% three-point shooter. So that's just as bad as everybody that we have. But look, if anything, I think he can help on the defensive end. We need a forward like that because we are short. I don't know. I think if anything, we sign him on a short-term deal, like a 10-day contract, and see how that works out. And then, of course, we can always continue to keep signing him on more 10-day contracts. And if he's a good fit, then you can keep him on the Lakers. And if he's not a good fit, you can just release him. And then we can look to the rest of the field and spend a little time to see who's out there and who's available for us. So that's my thought on Moe Harkless. You know what I'm going to do, actually? I'm going to go down his stats so we have a little better understanding. Now, he's been on a lot of teams. He was drafted in 2012 at the age of 19. Orlando initially drafted him. He played 3 years with them. For his career, he never averaged anything more than 10 points a game. As far as rebounds, for his career, he only averaged about 3.5 rebounds. He's not big on blocks. He's never averaged more than 0.9, almost one block a game. His free throw shooting for a career, he averages about 62%. So that's bad too. It's one of those things, 62% for a career. I see a lot of years where he shot 57%, 59%, 53%, 59, 57. So that sucks, free throw shooting. I would hope he'd bring something. If he can't shoot threes, I was hoping he can at least be decent from free throw, or I don't know. I don't know what he is as far as a defender either. He can't be any worse than what we have so far. Like I said, 3-point shooting last year with Sacramento. He played 47 games with them, and he shot 30%, almost 31%. That's still bad. The year before that, he shot 25%. Man, so it just sucks, right? In the year after that, let's see. Man, he had 1 year where he shot. Yeah, man, it's been pretty bad for him. He's not a great 3-point shooter. The best 3-point year he had was about 35%. That was back when he was 23 years old. So, yeah. All right, everybody. I guess I don't have a whole lot of great things. When you're looking at his stats, it doesn't really look like much on the stat sheet. That's one of those ones that I guess you'd have to just see with the eye test. Now, keep in mind, he just got released and let go by Sacramento. So that's one of those questions you ask. Like, okay, if he's so great, why is teams letting him go? So we're picking up people's scraps for the most part. All right, that's enough of that. I don't want to feel like I'm just all negative talk here about him. All right, so next, this is what I need, keys of the game for tomorrow. I need guards to step up. Last game, and I'm talking specifically to Westbrook, Kendrick Nunn, and Patrick Beverley. Now, Kendrick Nunn has shown me in the first game that he can score. He can shoot. He did well in the first game coming off the bench. Westbrook, he played good in the first game, but that second game was just, his defense was really good. I'll go ahead and say I give him props for his defense in that game against the Clippers. That's one thing that I did not give him in the last podcast. I didn't even mention it because I was just so focused on the loss and all the misses that our guards, we were so bad. He was like 0 for 11 from the field. So I couldn't help it. It was a glaring thing. And so I specifically need Westbrook, Kendrick Nunn, and especially Patrick Beverley to do some things on the offensive end. Patrick Beverley was 1 out of 7. And even in the first game, he didn't provide much outside shooting. He's been atrocious from the 3-point line. And last year, he shot 38%. So I expect him to bounce back closer to norm. I expect him to hit at least 2 or 3 3-pointers tomorrow. That's what I need from Patrick Beverley. Next up, the injury report. All right, guys on the list right now, Cole Swider, he's our two-way rookie. He's about 6'9". I see that they have them listed as day-to-day. He hasn't really gotten much run time in these first 2 games. And, as expected because he's a rookie. But he is supposed to be a good 3-point shooter. He didn't really show it in the preseason. But hopefully he'll start getting some play time and he showed that he can shoot. So other guys that are out, Thomas Bryant, our center, Dennis Schroeder, and Troy Brown Jr. are all out. And of course, Anthony Davis, we mentioned that he did have that hard fall. So we're very curious to see what he's going to look like and if he's going to be fully healthy tomorrow. Yeah, but I'm looking for a good game, everybody. I think this is a game that we can get. I think if we just play as hard of defense that we've played in the first two games, I think we got a good chance. Now, the big glaring thing, too, that we got to worry about is our three-point shooting. We shot 25% on over 43s per game in those first two games. Well, 25% first game, which is horrible, and then 20% the second game, shooting 45 threes, only making 9 out of 45. That is horrible three-point shooting, and the fact that we're shooting so many, which is the coach wants us, from what all reports, is that the coach wants them to shoot that many threes. And I don't know if it's like, hey, the more we shoot, the more practice we're going to get and the better we're going to get at it if the year keeps going on, or he's just playing the analytic game like, okay, if we shoot 100 threes and we make 20% of them, that's still going to give us 60 points, right? Because 10 3-pointers is 30 points, 20 of them, 60 points. So if you shot 100, that's 60 points right there. I don't know if that's his theory. He's just looking at analytics, but man, it really would be nice if we had at least two guys that were close to 40% 3-point shooting. Then we would just be, I'd be with it. Shoot 40, 45 threes a game. That would be nice. All right, everybody, that's going to do it. Lakers Talk with Gerald. I'm officially